Hello, everyone. My name is Sharon Marcus, and I want to welcome you back to another Royal Book Review. And today I will be reviewing the Elevate Book Club's latest book club pick. And that book club pick is Rebecca, Not Becky. And this book has dual authors. I think this was the first time I've read a book that has two authors. Co-authors Christine Platt and Catherine Wigginton Greene, and I'll post their pictures up top. So this is a novel about two upper middle class stay-at-home moms, one of them black and one of them white, who deal with the complexities of racism, friendship, aging parents, marriage. So really good book. And if you are a member of a book club, I highly recommend that you check out this book. And before we even get started, I want to get into the cover of the book. Something about the cover of the book. We don't judge a book by its cover, but I think this book cover says a lot about what you can expect from this book. So first of all, we have two moms, one black, her name is DeAndrea, one white, her name is Rebecca. And Rebecca does not want to be referred to as Becky because of all of the social stigma with the name Becky's and the Karens. She does not want to be referred to anymore as Becky. She wants to be referred to as Rebecca. And so when we look at this cover of this book, we see this perfect environment, beautiful green grass, the white picket fence, and we see that these two ladies are living in the same area, but they're having two different realities and two very different worlds within this same environment. So I do want to right now take a few minutes and share the back to give you some context about what the book is going to be about. And again, I'm going to do my best to have no spoilers in this book review. So it says DeAndrea Whitman, right here, DeAndrea, and her family are new to the upper crust white suburb of Rolling Hills, Virginia. Between managing her mother-in-law's Alzheimer's care, her daughter Nina starting kindergarten, and the overwhelming whiteness of Rolling Hills, DeAndrea is struggling and desperately missing her old life in the black oasis of Atlanta. But then her therapist proposes a challenge to her to adjust by making a white girlfriend. So that's a little bit about DeAndrea. And let me just stop here to say DeAndrea is a former attorney. When her mother-in-law develops dementia, she researches and finds that there is an excellent facility with the latest care, superb care in Rolling Hills, Virginia. And they allowed their mother-in-law to be a patient at this facility, and to be closer to the mother-in-law, they pack up and they move to Rolling Hills, Virginia, where there are literally no black people. So we hear her perspective from what's happening at the school and in the town. And then we have Rebecca. And I'm going to read to you what the back says about Rebecca. It says, when Rebecca Mylan learns about her new black neighbor, she's thrilled, even more so when her daughter Isabella and Nina becomes fast friends. As a champion of racial diversity, Rebecca can't wait to put everything she's learned about anti-racism into practice. But when rising racial tensions come to a head in Rolling Hills, Rebecca and DeAndrea are faced with choices that will either bring them closer together or keep them worlds apart. So to give you a little bit about Rebecca, more about Rebecca, she, even though there's no diversity at the school, Rebecca is leading the Parent Diversity Committee. I think there may have been a little bit of diversity, but there were no black students at the school. Nina, DeAndrea and Malik's daughter becomes the first black student there, or the only black student there at the time. So she's leading the Parent Diversity Committee. When she finds out that a black family is coming, she just does the most, trying to be friends with Deandra. And Deandra had really good friends in Atlanta, and she wasn't really looking to make friends with Rebecca or really any of the ladies initially. So that's a little bit of background about the book. And as I said, this is dual protagonists. One chapter of the book is written from Deandra's perspective, and the next chapter is written from Rebecca's perspective. So what do these ladies have in common? So I've already said that they're both living now in Rolling Hills. They are both married. Deandra is married to Malik, who becomes more of a main character at the end of the book, and Rebecca is married to Todd. They are both stay-at-home moms. They both have mother-in-laws that are suffering with dementia, and both mother-in-laws are patients at the Memory Village. So the authors did a great job really developing these characters in the first half of the book. And I must say that members of the Elevate Book Club, and so did I, kind of struggled getting through the first half of the book, because the first half of the book kind of goes slow and there's really no plot set. But the last half of the book is really good. So if you're reading this, hang in there through the character development, because the authors developed the characters so well that they both seem like people you know. So they do a really good job of making the characters that you can relate to. Let's see, where do I want to go to next? So another thing I want to share about this book is Rebecca is leading the Parent Diversity Committee, and she has a book club, a book that the Diversity Committee is reading. However, as the leader of the book, she doesn't read the book. So, and then members of the committee kind of challenge her on the fact that she didn't read the book, and that she only cared about racial issues and diversity as they related to African Americans. So that was a good point that was brought out in this book. Again, the members of the book club and I just had really good discussions about race, about ethnicity, about differences in the races, and just about this whole push to have Confederate statues removed, about whether or not we agreed with that or not, and just about being conscious of who we are and how we show up as our authentic selves. So that, again, like I said, the first half of the book went kind of slow. So I read here that Deandra's therapist recommends that she makes a white friend. And that's one thing I want to share about the book, is that the book normalizes seeking therapy and going to counseling. And I really thought that that was a highlight of the book, is that Deandra has a therapist. Malik, her husband, who she affectionately refers to as Leek, has a therapist. And there's a lot of stigma sometimes in the Black community about going to therapy, going to counseling, seeking help for the trauma we face, for our mental health challenges. And I love that the authors made that appear normal. So I said earlier that I love the way the Black author wrote about Deandra's husband, Malik. He was just really portrayed as a good husband, a good provider. And so the authors talked about the marriages of both ladies. And so it was just good to see how these ladies suffer with some of the same challenges all married women face with. So I thought that was good as well. So the Parent Diversity Committee that Rebecca leads chooses a project, and their project is to have a statue of a Confederate soldier removed from the local park. And really they were just trying to come up with a project, something to do to have purpose. But they didn't realize they opened up a whole can of worms with that. And they realized that there are a lot of people on both sides, people who supported the removal of the statue and people who did not support that. That were not a part of the Rolling Hills community. So it was just interesting to see how, people, support things, initiatives. So in the end, they do have the work to have the statue removed. So I won't give away the plot, but I'm telling you, the second half of the book gets really, really interesting. I love the humor in the book. I loved some of the things that came out in the book. And I don't know if I said it earlier, but I would give this book 4 stars. If you are a member of a book club, you're going to love reading this. You're going to love just talking about race, racism, and as well as the things that bring us together. And really, can white people and black people really be friends? This whole, I have a black friend or I have a white friend. Are we really friends? So it was just really good discussion. Another highlight of the book for me was the relationships that these ladies had. DeAndrea had a whole set of friends that were in Atlanta that showed up for them in a powerful way in the book. And I enjoyed the relationships that they shared. The friends drive to Rolling Hills to support them. So it was just really good. Rebecca also has her mom squad of friends that support her as well. So the book just helped me to highlight the importance of friendship and having people in your circle who can hold you accountable, who can challenge your thinking, and who can just be there for you during those difficult times. So there were a lot of ways that I could identify with Rebecca in the book, as well as with DeAndrea in the book. So in the end, there's something happens, and I won't give it away, that brings this whole race relationships to a boiling point, and we just see how the people in Rolling Hills, how they respond, and we see how Rebecca shows up for her friends, her black friends. So again, highly recommend it. If you're a member of a book club, you're going to love it. You're going to love discussing all the things that happen in the book, and I'm trying not to give it away. So buy this book, talk about it. If you're reading it alone, it's still a good book. But just remember, it goes a little slow initially, but it definitely gets better. So hope you enjoy it. Until our next review. Thank you for watching.